Okay, you built a GPT for your business. You named it, you gave it FAQs, and you thought, okay, I know how to use AI now. And I did the thing. And you did. You did a good job. But I need to talk to you today because it is the summer of 2026 at this recording. And what you actually built is a really smart intern who sits at a desk and waits for you to ask it something. That's a GPT. And it's not the same thing as an agent, not even close. And today we're going to talk about that. The whole entire conversation today is a GPT versus an agent for a pet business. And once you see the difference, you can't unsee it because one of them waits on you and the other one works for you. And this truly is a question that I keep getting in my business life, in my personal life with my friends. And so I really thought it was time to break it down today. By the end of this episode, you're going to understand exactly what the difference is, and hopefully, you're going to be lit on fire to understand that you want to have an agent, and it's not as scary as it sounds. So, let me show you what works for you looks like. I have an agent that I ran 3 months of my own content online, and then I built a second agent whose job it was to check my first one's work. Have any of you guys ever gotten things back and been like, "Ah, shoot, AI isn't 100% perfection, right?" So I built that second agent to check the first one's work, and it caught 92 mistakes out of 3 months worth of content. Okay. 92. Four of them were critical. My AI caught its own mistakes before I ever saw them. And a custom GPT would never do that. It's not built to. So, welcome back to another episode of Bella in Your Business. My name is Bella Vasta, and I've been all in on AI for service businesses for 4 years now. And this difference between a GPT and an agent is the thing I watch pet business owners get stuck on more than anything else. So, today I'm going to show you that difference in plain English using plain examples and why a prompt was never the point. It was like preschool. It was the beginning. And now it's time to graduate. I'm graduating you all. Consider this your graduation ceremony today. I'm going to show you all of the differences and the four layers underneath it, because there's layers. Everything is built on structure and foundation, right? And why the owner who gets this today gets their life back while everyone else keeps trying. I'm not going to teach you how to build it today because I don't want you in the weeds, and this is a podcast. It's kind of hard to do that, but I want you to see the big picture. So let's go. So let's settle it. A GPT versus an agent for your business. I'm going to say it in a language that you use every single day. A GPT is like telling your sitter, here's how we lock up the house. You ask it one thing, it tells you one thing. How do we lock up? It walks you through it. Great. But it only answered the question you asked. That was it. It didn't go lock up the house. It waited for you. An agent is like telling your sitter, go do an entire visit. You're not handling it step one, okay? You're handing it the goal at the end, the goal, okay? And it goes and it does all the steps on its own, and it comes back when the job is done, not when you ask one little question. You feel that difference? The GPT answers, the agent acts. Here's another way to feel it. A GPT is the sitter who texts you, hey, which key opens the side door? Helpful, but you're still on the phone, still answering, still holding the whole business in your head. The agent is a sitter who already knows this. It's someone who has gone through this before, remembered it, and then knows how to act on it. Okay. And it's because you've trained her on it and she just handles it. You never even get the text. So that agent or that GPT versus agent for a pet business, that's it in one picture. It keeps pinging you. The other one, it just handles it. With a GPT, you are the engine. You ask it answers, you ask again, you copy, you paste, you decide every single move. It's helping you work. I mean, it's still good. And a year and a half ago, when I was teaching you guys about this and doing classes on how to do them, this was very helpful because a year and a half ago, we didn't have anything like this. It's now the summer of 2026, and we have upgraded. And this is the whole entire point for this message coming to you today. With an agent, the work gets done without you standing over it. You handed off the goal. It handles that step. That is the moment that AI stops being a tool that you operate and becomes a team member that you delegate to. Woo, this is getting good, you guys. And delegation. You all know how I feel about delegation. Delegation is not giving up control. Delegation is getting more control of your life. Same exact thing here. And there's one more piece that I have to name because it's the whole reason I trust any of this. They're called sub-agents. And this really will blow your mind. I want you to think about like an agent is like a manager and a sub-agent is like the employees, okay? And it's the manager who checks on the employee's work before it goes out the door. Remember my 92 errors? That was a sub-agent that found that. That is the layer that almost nobody builds. And it's the difference between AI you can hand to a client and AI you have to babysit. So if you got a custom GPT, good for you. That's amazing. But I really want to push you and expand your brain to think about what would my life and business be like with an agent? Okay? But now it's for you. It's the agent is going to do the work. It's like a really smart helper. And the next rung is the thing that does the work for you. And you cannot skip straight to it when it comes to your business, which brings me to the next part that everybody skips. So someone on Facebook asked me this week because I posted if you go to my Bella Vasta Facebook page, you'll see I actually posted an org chart with names and what these sub agents do. And I even had AI put a picture of their face on there, which I loved. It really brings it together for me. It really helps me, a visual person, like see all of these agents and sub agents I have access to. Okay. And I don't have to pick them. My head agent, Nova, goes out and grabs whoever she needs to complete the job. Okay. So that's another amazing thing. But someone asked me, what prompt did you give to get this? Right? Because I actually showed the errors that were run and how many had come. And I loved that question because it's exactly what everybody assumes, because that's where most people's brains are, is prompting. But here's my honest answer. It wasn't a prompt. It was months. It was months of building foundations on top of skills, on top of workflows. Let me put in a language that every one of you knows cold, the pet visit. When you send a trained employee out, what do you say? You say, go do the 11 o'clock. That's it. That's the whole instructions. You do not say, first log into the software, then check the schedule, then read the notes, then get in the car, then use the lockbox, then turn off the alarm, then find the leash. You don't say any of that because you spend months training these people already. Okay? They already have the foundation in them. So when you say go do the visit, they just go. And that's what a real AI system looks like. The prompt is the last inch. The foundation is the mile. And think about what months of training really mean with a new hire. Week one, they shadow you. They watch for how you talk to a nervous dog, how you lock up, what you text the client after. Week two, they do it while you watch, or however you have it framed. I always like to say, do training in 2 days and have it really structured, but that's a whole nother episode that I've already done. By month, by the next step, you hand them a key and an alarm code and you sleep fine. You know that it's taken care of. You know that they're trained. You know that they're capable. You didn't hand them a paragraph. You handed them a little bit of time of you or your manual or trainer until they could understand how to do the job. Well, guess what? Your AI needs the same thing. Your voice, your standards, the way you decide when something feels off, that's the foundation, you guys. And you cannot download it in an afternoon. This is what I call your AI brain. You load the AI with your writing, your decisions, your philosophy. That GPT that you had isn't wasted. That's a good foundation of instructions and things that you've learned, and you need to learn how to extract that into Markdown files. It's quite simple. I teach it in the Mastermind all the time. The way you would answer a client at 9 p.m. when you're tired but still care, not a website link that you pasted in and called done. That's a business card. That's not you. The AI brain is the real you, okay? Poured in piece by piece at a time. That's the foundation everybody wants to skip. And it's the only reason agents sitting on top of it sound like your company and not a robot. So if you think like, oh, it's not authentic or it messes up too much, it's actually not an AI problem. Sorry to say, it's a you problem. But the good news is that you can fix it and I can help you. It's not as hard as you think. It's really more of a mindset shift. You're already doing the technical things right now. And I'll be honest with you, when I first started, I figured it would just take a weekend, maybe two. This is something I'm constantly tweaking, just like you would be constantly tweaking an employee. You'd be constantly giving them feedback, evaluating how they're doing, right? I mean, this isn't like set it and forget it. There's always systems that can be built to make it better. Okay. And so the workflows that did 90% of the job and fumbled the last 10. And then there were nights that I sat there thinking, why am I even doing this? I could just do the dumb task myself in 10 minutes. But that right there, that's the trap, you guys. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes every single day of your business. I built it once. Now it runs without me. That's the trade-off that you're actually being offered. I want you to just consider how many hours your office manager is spending in your business right now. I'm a firm believer that you don't need more than 2 hours to run a decent sized business, maybe up to $350,000, $400,000. Because I've done it with so many people. If you're spending more than 2 hours a day on the business, chances are you have complicated your systems and processes. I'm telling you that right now. But here's the good news. Nobody is behind on anything. It's just your mindset to decide, I want to start today. None of this stuff or none of this AI is going to be as dumb as it is right now, but you have to start building the foundation. Okay. No more prompting, foundation. Now, let me tell you why checking that layer matters so much. Because here's what everybody does. You open ChatGPT, you type, it gives you an answer fast and so confident. And because it sounds sure of itself, you copy and paste it, you send it out to the world with your name on it. Stop. Don't ever take the first thing that AI gives to you. Ever, ever, ever. Because AI has a dangerous little habit. It's trained to sound right. It's not trained to be right. Those are two completely different things. And the gap between them is where your reputation lives. Let's make it real. Let's say you've got AI writing a visit report. Easy stuff. The dog ate, potty twice, got her home. But one time it grabs the wrong dog's name from an old note. And now it's Mrs. Johnson opens up her report and it's all about a dog named Bella. And her dog is named Max. And in 1 second, you went from professional to does this person even know like what house she's in? One tiny error and the trust you spent 2 years building takes a hit. And the scary part, without a checking loop, you would never know that happened. Now, maybe you're saying, Bella, this would never apply to me. This isn't how I do it. Okay. But there's another example that has happened in your business that might not quite be exactly that. And so I want you to expand your mind. And what I want to be really clear about is because some of you guys are getting nervous, it doesn't mean that you trust the machine blindly. It means the opposite, that you build the thing so that it flags its own problems. Okay. And then you, the human, get to make the final call. The checking loop is not there to replace your judgment, it's there to protect it. It catches the boring mistakes so your brain is free of the ones that actually need you. And my favorite part, you don't disappear in this. You become the quality control. You become what I have called the strainer. The AI drafts, you approve. The AI works, you check. You stopped being the person that types every single word, and you started becoming the person who says yes or no. That's a promotion. You just promoted yourself out of the tasks and into the decisions. And here's the goal that you're building towards. AI does 90% of the work. You do 10. That's the ultimate goal. And I know that sounds so scary to you guys. And usually the way that it happens is it's like 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. And you kind of keep, as you get better and better with your AI system, that's the ultimate goal. Okay. So everything I've shown you today lives in 4 layers and they go in order. You cannot just jump to the top, and I want you to see like the whole entire staircase. Layer 1 is the foundation. The AI knows you, okay? It's the months part. It's what almost every single person skips. They just want to get straight to the top. Layer 2 is the skills. One thing done right the same way every time. It's like teaching your AI the exact way you want a client like update written. Okay. One skill, perfect it. And then there's layer 3, which is the workflow. I'm sorry. It's a bunch of skills that are strung together to do the whole job. Okay. Not one step, the entire visit from start to finish. And then layer 4 is the agent. And this is what I'm talking about today. The thing that runs the workflow without you standing over it. Plus, that sub-agent checks the work before it ships. That's 92 errors that I was talking about. That's the report. All right, so let me show you all 4 with something you already have to do. Your newsletter, okay? So let's just use this as an example. The foundation is you. AI already knows how you sound, the words you use, the formatting, what you would like to say. This is why it writes like you and not a robot that poured in. The skill is the one repeatable job done your way. Like, go to my inbox and pull every question a client actually asked me this week and summarize them. One job done right. The workflow strings together all the skills that you had it do and puts it together in a nicely neat package. And the agent is the thing that runs all of that stuff. Okay. It writes the email, it drops the right thing into your MailChimp, it hands it to you to approve, and your confidence goes really high because you know that all these skills are built out to your specifications. And then if you want to get really fancy, you build sub-agents. And that sub-agent checks those skills or that agent and makes sure that nothing slipped through the cracks. Again, that's where I get the 92 errors, okay? So the foundation, the skill, the workflow, the agent, 4 layers, 1 newsletter. That's what we're talking about. And the order matters. Like, so for every layer that you skip, the whole thing's going to crumble. You have to do these layers. It's foundation. It's just like when we build our businesses, we have to start from the ground up. So now I want you to leave with a picture because this is what it really all comes down to. There's an owner who says, yeah, I use AI. And what they mean is they open a tab, they type, they copy, they paste, and they're still the engine. They're the one doing the things. They are still the bottleneck. And AI just made them faster in the hamster wheel. And then there's the owner whose AI is out working because she's having, let's say, dinner with her dad, or she's taking a nap, or taking care of the kids, or whatever she is. Okay. And I need you to hear this from me specifically because not only did I run a pet care company, I had 10 employees, I was the bottleneck for years. I know what it feels like when the whole thing is just like, you're in survival mode. Like when I was in NICU, like I know what it's like to go through life and just have to feel like your business needs you all the time. I don't want that for you, okay? And so let me ask you one question. Like if you disappeared this week, no phones, no laptops, like it's gone. You were gone. Would your business keep breathing? Or does it flatline the second you look away? Or does it have one dimensional SOPs that someone has to go read through and then try to do? They still have to do it. This is taking your SOPs and making them come alive. All right? If your business flatlines, then you don't own a business. You are the business. And AI built the right way is the first real shot that a lot of business owners have this day to improve on, okay? The goal was never to prompt better. The goal is to build something that runs. So here's where I'll leave you. 3 things. 1, don't trust the first thing that AI gives you. Build the checking loop. 2, it was never a prompt. It was a foundation. And the foundation is the mile. And 3, the whole chat GPT versus agent, it all comes down to this. A GPT answers, an agent acts. Okay. And if you climb from one to other layer at a time and listen, you cannot pour the foundation from a YouTube video or from taking the transcript from this episode and trying to say, okay, do what Bella says. It's not going to work. It's not, you can't outwatch and outread yourself into this. I've watched people try doing this. They've built a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and like nothing ever talks to each other, and they're still the bottleneck. Okay. 6 months later, they got all these GPTs that don't talk to each other. The people who are actually getting that got this working got it working because they had somebody who had already done it in their business and said start here. So that's what actually want for you. I run the mastermind, and every single month we go deep dive on one topic. This month is all about systems and processes. Imagine that. Exactly what we talked about today. You get 2 hours of small group coaching with me a month. You get your own 20-minute coaching call with me a month and a whole bunch of other things inside there. So if you're really serious about wanting to get going, I really invite you to come join us because I understand your business, I understand small business, and I understand AI. All right? It You need someone influencing your pet business in a way that actually makes sense for you. Not all of these thought leaders from all these different industries where you automatically think, yeah, but they don't know my business. I do, okay? And it's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's how all growth and change is. It's uncomfortable, all right? Real learning is never comfortable. And you think growing your business is step one, step two, step three, but have you ever seen that thing on social media? It's like a straight line going up, like success. And then this is what really success looks like. And there's like all these squiggles everywhere, right? So if you want me in your back pocket, if you want someone guiding you, rooting you on, so you don't feel so alone, if you want to be in a room with other people who actually get your business and industry, that's the mastermind. We're there and we figure out how to use these tools together, and people have access to me, and I do videos, and it's absolutely amazing. And that is not a problem you should be spending your time on trying to figure it out. Let me guide you. Okay. My whole job in 2026 is to make sure you know that you're solving the right problems. So you can do this in two ways. You can join the mastermind, or we can get on a call, jumpconsulting.net/20. And let's get on a call and just meet each other. All right, that's a wrap for episode 372 of Bella in Your Business. Everything we talked about today is in the show notes. And please, if you found value in this, write a review, subscribe, give us some stars, do whatever you do on whatever platform you're listening to. I would greatly appreciate it. This has been another episode of Bella in Your Business. Remember, when life gets you down, to always keep jumping. Bye now.